Good morning, I'm Amit Mackerel, and let's begin with the top stories of this hour. Ruling NCP strikes a two-point agreement with Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum. PU paves way for Forum to join the government. Rift widens between Forum and RCP Nepal. Government unveiling budget of fiscal year 2018-19 today. Decrease in import confined to public speeches. Trade deficit likely to worsen. Out of the 110 road expansion and upgradation projects within the capital, 35 failed to complete on time, with contractors extending the project's deadline time and again. And France and Italy emerged victorious in international friendlies played last night. Portugal settles for a draw. Let's begin with the national political updates. The ruling Nepal Communist Party and Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum have struck an agreement to amend the national charter. Following a meeting between the two sides at Balwatar earlier yesterday, a two-point agreement was forced. As per the agreement, the ruling Nepal Communist Party has agreed to long-time Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum demand of constitution amendment, along with Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum demand of joining the government. The deal reached yesterday has also been signed by Nepal Communist Party Chairman duo KP Sharma Oli and Puspa Kamal Dahal on behalf of the government, while Upendra Yadav signed representing Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum as its chairman. The signed paper, however, doesn't speak about the time duration for constitution amendment. Prior to this, the Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum, despite extending its support to the government, had not joined it, raising demands of constitution amendment and compensation to the victims of Madhes movement.
Vartaman Mukhyamantri ko job is secured or not?
Nothing is secured in politics. Everything is temporary, for long time or for short time. जुन संविधानमा त्रुटिहरू रहेका छन्, जहाँ आवश्यक छ संशोधन गर्ने, त्यो क्रमिक रूपले गर्दै जानुपर्छ र संविधानलाई
स्पेसिफिकली
संविधानलाई चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि सबै समुदायले सबै पक्षले अनरशिप लिन सकोस्, यो मेरो संविधान भन्न सकोस्.
Meanwhile, the latest political development is bound to have some impact in the regional politics of province too. The deal at the center has widened the gap between Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum and Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal. The government is unveiling the budget of the fiscal year 2018 and 19 today. Finance Minister Yuvraj Khatioda will unveil the budget at a joint meeting of the National Assembly and House of Representatives this afternoon. The government will be allocating budget for the time for both provincial and local levels of full implementation of federalism in the country. According to sources, 12% of the total budget will be allotted for provincial governments, while 17% for local authorities. Likewise, the government is also preparing to allocate budget for some ambitious projects like metro rail, fast track and mid-hill and postal highways, among others, pledging to complete the projects within next 5 years. The country abolished the monarchy to welcome the republican setup a decade ago. Federalism ensured that power was accessible to each and every level across the nation, and the country could be led by commoners. However, despite the people witnessing a change of government 11 times in the past 10 years, a general feeling prevails that the public are yet to reap the fruits of republicanism. The 2016 popular uprising abolished the 2038 year-long monarchy in Nepal, leading the nation into the path of republicanism. With the end of the monarchy, power came in the hands of the public, as a commoner can now become the head of the state. Rambaran Yadav, a man from the Madhesi community, became the first president of Republic Nepal, followed by Vidya Devi Bhandari, who became the first female president of the country. The Constitution Assembly issued the new constitution in September 2015. The logical conclusion of the insurgency and the end of the transitional period are two major achievements of this decade. The country now boasts of decentralized system of governance with 7 provinces, along with 753 governments at the local level. The inclusive democratic system introduced provisions like the reservation system further marginalized community to give them opportunities and access to the administration at par. However, despite many positive developments coupled with political reformation, a majority of the public are yet to feel confident about political stability and of overall national development. And time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Welcome back after the break. Out of the 110 road expansion and renovation projects within the capital, 35 have failed to complete on time, with contractors extending the project's deadline time and again. The scenario is such that the public might not get to see any of the road development projects completed on time. The contractor construction companies taking far too many projects than their capacity, negligence, and misuse of the project's budget are attributed as the primary reasons behind this apathy. Due to adequate resources, it is deemed easier for contractor companies to complete projects of the capital on time in relative comparison to places outside the Kathmandu Valley. However, the road expansion and upgradation projects worth over 6 billion rupees have not been completed on time and have been given an additional extra year for completion. The Tripureshwar-Kalanki, Nagdunga Road and Chabahal-Jorpati, among the total 11 roads in the capital, are undergoing expansion that have passed their deadlines. Likewise, 16 among 59 projects under the road division in Kathmandu have extended their deadlines. Contractors for the Kathmandu Nagarkot Road being expanded at an investment of 340 million rupees and the Balasur Rani Poa Road worth 220 million rupees are currently making rounds of the road division office to extend their project's deadline. Sailum Construction, which belonged to the landlord of house rented by Nepal Communist Party's co-chairman Puspa Kamal Dahal, along with Bajakuru Piruva and Worldwide, led the list of contractor companies which have breached their completion deadline time and again. As per the official procedure, contractor companies receive 20% of advance payment for the project's mobilization once the project's agreement is signed. However, the majority of the companies have been found misusing the money and then present various reasons to extend the project deadline. Getting contracts with political influences, misusing the budget for personal purposes, and then claiming for deadline extensions have been a regular practice. In the absence of such strict supervision and lack of action on behalf of the government, the contractor companies have been charged of cheating the government and the public alike. Due to the government's failure to increase domestic production and strengthen exports, Nepal's trade deficit has been on a steep rise for the past few years and is expected to cross 1.1 trillion rupees in the ongoing fiscal year. There are over 200 different food items alone that Nepal imports from around 150 countries. Nepal's main cash crop is paddy. However, the majority of the rice consumed by Nepalese are imported from India. The country has imported rice worth 17 billion rupees in the last 7 months. Nepal's per capita income is very low compared to most of the other countries. However, our meals comprise of Brazilian pulse, Chinese garlic, Pakistani spices, Australian lamb meat, New Zealand's milk powder, American apples, and packaged fish from Dubai. The import of vegetable oil, potatoes, and onions, among others, have crossed 75 billion rupees in the first 6 months of this fiscal year. Despite the poultry industry's claims of being self-sufficient, almost 11 billion rupees worth of corn were brought in from Argentina to feed the poultry last fiscal year. There were days when Nepal exported soybeans in good amount. However, 40,000 tons of soybean pulse has been imported from Brazil this fiscal year. We are purchasing over 200 different food items from over 150 nations, and the graph of imports is only moving upwards. The scenario has shown that the government's agricultural budget has failed to create the desired result, and the trade deficit has therefore always hit a new high with its fiscal year. And in this contest, we had asked the locals of Udaipur, Rupandi and Kailali, how have they found the decade of republicanism? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
परिवर्तन केही छैन, पुरानो भन्दा झन् खराब भइरहेछ, झन् चोक फोहोर छ, फोहोरका डङ्गुरहरू छन्, गनाइरहेछ, के हुन्छ र अब केही विकासको अनुभूति छैन।
गणतन्त्र आयो, लोकतन्त्र आयो, तर मान्छेलाई सुरक्षाको अनुभूति छैन।
विकास निर्माणका कामहरू भने त्यति गति लिएको छैन।
र सुरुवात चाहिँ भएको छ।
जनताको जीवन, व्यापारीको जीवन, उद्योगीको जीवन, विद्यार्थीहरूको जीवनमा चाहिँ खास अनुभूति हुने खालको चाहिँ परिवर्तन आएको छ।
हुँदै नहुनु भन्दा केही त सुधारात्मक कुराहरू भएकै हुन् दृष्टिबिनहरूको लागि पनि, तर जति हुनु पर्थ्यो त्यति मात्रामा भएको छैन।
यो गणतन्त्रले जनतालाई कुनै पनि सामान्य किसिमको पनि अनुभूति गर्न पाएका छैनन्। उनीहरूका समस्या जीवन्तका त्यौँ छन्।
पहिला भन्दा हल्का विकास भएको हो, तर अझै विकास भयो भने चाहिँ केही राम्रो होला।
हामीलाई लाग्दैन कि अनुभूति चाहिँ हामीलाई केही चिजको चाहिँ यो गणतन्त्र भयो आएपछि चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ महसुस गरेका छौँ।
And it's now time for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what could be the reason for the delay by contractor companies to complete projects on time? And options are A, due to their nexus with leaders and government officials, B, ill intention, and C, lack of capacity. The voting is on. Type NWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 8080 to share your opinion with us. And before we wrap up, a reminder of the top stories. Ruling NCP strikes a two-point agreement with Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum. Deal paves way for Forum to join the government. Rift widens between Forum and RCP Nepal. Government unveiling budget of fiscal year 2018-19 today. Decrease in import confined to public speeches. Trade deficit likely to worsen. Out of 110 road expansion and renovation projects within the capital, 35 failed to complete on time, with contractors extending the deadline time and again. And France and Italy emerged victorious in international friendlies played last night. Portugal settles for a draw. And that's all for this hour. Keep watching Kantipur TV SD for more news and entertainment. Goodbye for now.